Hello, everybody. This is Eliz-sha Keating for WisdomSeekers.net, and this is the first of the weeklies. I'm sorry about yesterday. I had a lot of reading, and we had a little bit of car trouble. And today, we're starting out with fire for the weeklies for September 22nd to 28th, 2019. And it's for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And shall we just jump right into it? And the first card that I pulled, very nice card actually, is Reflections. And last week was a huge growth week. We're still having the energy of the we're still having the energy of last week spill over into this week. And if it's anything to go by from today's what's so far gone on today, there is it's going to be another week of exploring the energies in a not always a pleasant way. So the base card, and it's very positive. It's the High Priestess. And as I say, the High Priestess, as far as I'm concerned, is somebody who sees things clearly, but sees things at a level of clarity that is hard for her to explain to people who are not at that level. And I'm pretty darn certain anybody who's watching this has had that experience where they've tried to explain something to somebody and they just cannot grasp it because they don't have that level of understanding. So the High Priestess means that we're vibrating at a really good level right now. And what's covering us is the Ace of Wands. We have a lot of support, tremendous amount of support from our guides, our spiritual group, or the ones that follow us, the ones that help us. They also are helping you transmute the energy. And the last 2 weeks have been transmute energies. Why are we put in this position? Well, Four of Swords. And Four of Swords is a card. Well, it's a card of not feeling good about oneself, of wishing that life was different. But at the same time, this card is suggesting that it's coming to an end and there's new light or new hope coming in. And so that's behind us. That's what pushed us to excel. And that's normally how it works. Negative energy pushes us to find a way out of the dark place. And the Princess of Pentacles is what we moved into. It's where we start to see things in a beautiful light, start to see the beauty of life, the wonder of being alive, the joys. And once we see the wonder, the joys, and we let the dark energy sort of slide off us, then the positive things start to come forward. This week, though, what's in front of us is change, and it's deep change, and it's change on a deep subconscious level. Subconscious change is often very traumatic for us because it's stuff that we've hidden from ourselves. So we have to go through it. We don't go through it, oh my God, what's happening? We go through it with the eye on the prize. And the prize in this case is the Emperor. And that's a holdover from last week. We had a lot of Emperor energy last week. And in this case, the Emperor is the positive Emperor, not the negative Emperor. It's the one of bendability, of the ability to bend and see others' point of view, of grasping the newness that's coming to us, the totality of, well, not just the feminine energy, but the masculine energy as a complete whole. And so there's two major arcana so far. So then we go forward. This is the support for the week, is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles basically is putting in the effort. You're going to reap the rewards. This is a farmer. So sometimes they do have hail and other are insects that devastate a crop. But nowadays, hopefully, most of the farmers will have insurance, so you're still reaping the rewards. And as a general rule, it's a positive card. It's 90% positive, 10% you never know. And again, another major arcana. This is the support of the week that's coming up. It's the World card. And the World card, when you ever get this card, you can see there's a lot of shift of energy. You can see the shifting of the energy there. There's lots of gifts coming in, whether it's gifts that we've already have or they're brand new, it doesn't matter. They will come in. Old gifts will be enhanced. New gifts will be. Oh wow, that's cool. And the gifts are any of the clairs, and there's a load of clairs, and there's probably a lot of clairs that haven't even been documented yet, because we're moving to a higher vibration, a higher energy, and the best clair of all is, hey, I know this. I just simply know. And that's the clair that we all want. But it's fun to have the clairs where you can smell somebody's old cigarette, or you can hear them talking to you, or you can see bright colors. Those are great clairs too. The best one is simply knowing. But hey, it's more fun to be able to see auras. It's more fun to hear your beloved's voice when they're not around. And so enjoy any of the clairs you get. And telepathy isn't all it's cracked up to be. It can be a pain in the neck, but it also can be a lot of fun. The Princess of Wands. We're moving into a time of magic, a time when things are joyful and happy. And I'm going to leave it at that, because that's sufficient. So the gift of the change is that we are going to move into a time where magic occurs. We will be very happy. So this week, before you act, reflect, right? You want to think things through before you react. You want to act. You don't want to react. And this is bringing us closer, not the finish. As long as we're living and breathing, it's not the finish, but it's bringing us to a completion level, so that we have maybe an island of time coming up where we can sit and go, it's nice to be able to breathe. It's a possibility. That's only a possibility. I haven't seen any islands of time where we get to breathe. I mean, I read these articles that says, oh, Saturn's coming this way. Things are going to change. But it's still, as far as I've seen, it just keeps getting faster and faster. And we have to adapt quicker and quicker. So adapt to adapting. But if you get an hour just to sit and relax, then that is your moment of completion. All right. And with that, I'm going to say, hey, any questions?
Really? Do you have to ask?
Hi there, everybody. Hi, Lori.
So
and
we have the Polynesian princess, Maria Herrera, Malapale, Lori Dotson, Soysit Dust.
That's a new name.
Yes.
Hi.
Elantric Hook and Lakshmi. I'll say hello.
What's the Lakshmi doing up now? He should be in bed.
So 7 people. Hello.
Hi.
Polynesian princess says, yes, very true. Lori Dotson says, yes, that is true. Thankful for my guide's help. Sorry, yeah. I have a bit of a frog in my throat today.
Our family all have a little bit of a flu or something.
I blame my sister.
Yeah.
So Malapala asks, will Gemini invite me out to celebrate my birthday, or should I invite him out to celebrate with me?
I think you're going to have to ask him to celebrate with you. I would suggest that you do it in a small group. Well, more the merrier, and for birthday parties, anyhow, right? So if you go out to a restaurant, do invite a small group of close, intimate friends, and include him. Make sure he knows that it's not that the two of you will have others around. There is still that sense of, I don't know another word for it, hesitancy, but it's a little bit of not undecided. That there's no undecided about him. He does care, but there's a sense of fear that what if I'm making a mistake? What if? He overthinks. Obviously, he overthinks. Geminis are like Libras; they overthink. That's because there's two personalities in there. So he's just been doing some overthinking. I don't feel that there's any. I don't feel there's a hesitation. It's just he was a bit dumb and overthought. So yes, I would suspect that you should invite him out. All right.
Blossom 11 says, "Hello.
Hi, Blossom.
Is there anything I should know about my love life? Thank you."
Well, first of all, it's not about your love life, but you have a little bit of a curmudgeon guide. He's funny. He cares for you deeply, obviously, but he's also a bit of a humbug type of person, energy, and he's kind of cute. He thinks that it would be to your benefit to focus more on other areas than love life. He says the love life is going to take care of itself, and you have other things that are a little bit more important to worry about right now. And it's not like it's not actually worry, but pay attention to. But he basically is saying, love life's going to happen. Don't worry about it. It's being arranged. You pay attention to other things. Anyhow, he's really cute. The guide, I mean. I didn't see the person coming up.
Lori Dotson says, "I know everything is coming positive. Is all positive. I smelt my mom's perfume or
oh, sweet.
Shampoo."
That's nice.
So I see Dust asks, "Where do you see me in 8 months? I have many goals."
What I can tell you in 8 months is that you're going to be, I saw you celebrating. So one of your goals, maybe more than one of your goals, has come to fruition because you're very excited. You're celebrating, and the people around you are excited for you as well. This is just a pinpoint in time that brings you to spring, basically for 8 months, and so if you're in the northern latitudes, when the trees flower, one of your goals, a goal that you're really excited about, will come to fruition. And I see you holding up a piece of paper, waving it, saying, "Hey, look, it came, I've got it." Okay, and I hope that helps.
Puzzle of Life says, "Hi, can I ask, is Mr. B the program manager at my college? He is helping me get Is he helping me get a full scholarship? I recently got a random email with an event from him, so I felt Spirit was giving me a hint. Thanks.
He does feel decidedly like he wants to help you. He feels a little bit protective of you, like a father image. I don't know how old he is, but his it is a kind of a father image that he's feeling. And the fact is, you touched him somehow emotionally, and I think the fact that you were so nice help sort of pushed him, and he is trying to help you the best he can. Whether he's trying to get you a full scholarship or not, I cannot promise that, but he is trying to help you with things as much as he can. If he sent you a what was it?
An event.
Event. It might be a good idea to go to that event, so that it might be that you possibly can meet certain people who will also be able to help you. Okay.
Lakshmi says, it would be great to breathe. Lori Dotsons asks, what are my guides wanting me to do this week on behalf of them?
They don't want you to do anything on behalf of them. They want you to do it on behalf of yourself. First of all, they want you to continue to have that joyous attitude that's been coming out, because it's attracting good things. Things are starting to shift and change in your little sphere of life. Well, little sphere, that's not right, but in your sphere of life, things are starting to shift and change, and you're attracting positivity to you. And so they just show me you smiling and nodding pleasantly to people, and it's not that you reach out to them, you just sort of you nod and smile to people, and the feeling that comes off of you is good. And did you know, for instance, that with you smile at somebody, that smile will move forward 6 months in time before that the power of that smile is finished? So I think what they're doing is, not only are you smiling and nodding and being pleasant to other people, it's making their life better, but in return, they will give you back positive energy as well. So I think what you're doing this week is occurring positive energy.
Okay. Polynesian Princess asks, may I ask, will Cameron be safe where he's at? He's stuck in another state. They're trying to come back here. Also, Eliz-sha, the situation we talked about on Messenger is doing well.
Awesome. Cameron is frustrated. Very frustrated, because it's not where he wants to be. He's not comfortable where he is at. He's sort of like looking over his shoulder at things. And there is a thread of disquiet. And 79% he will be fine. There is a percentage that is not as positive, but if he can keep a low profile and do things quietly, he should be fine. Okay.
Hold on. Sorry, somebody was just, Lori was just asking where to send the mirror. So I was just writing out the email address where she can reach us.
Okay.
And we can get that settled. All right. João Fermino says, hello, darling. Any messages from my guides?
Okay, what your guides say is they would really like you to be a little more proactive this week. And what that means, I'm not 100% sure. I hope you know. They feel that okay. The guides are really really pushy this week. They feel you're very smart, but you kind of ride on your laurels occasionally. Not all the time. But this week it's time to get up and act rather than wait to see what will happen. Which, in my point of view, is do what I suggested. Reflect before you move forward, because you want to act, you don't want to react. All right? Good luck.
Maria Herrera asks,
Hi, Maria.
Wait, is it Maria? No, sorry. Elantra Cook asks, how is Marquise feeling about meeting? Thank you so much.
Okay. How kind of a little cranky today he is. Stamps his foot and says, I love her. I'm just not ready yet. And if that's the case, if something better comes along, take it. Because if he's not ready yet, you might be waiting for years, and you don't want to put your life on hold. He does care for you, obviously, greatly. He's a little cranky. I'm not sure that you really want to live with cranky, because it gets old quickly. It might be cute when they first blush, but it doesn't stay cute. He's not ready. Keep your eye open for somebody that is ready. Advice. That is advice. Okay.
Maria Herrera asks, hello, is it a good idea to let Alex get involved in what is going on? Thank you both.
He seems to think it is, and he thinks you're being a little overprotective. Your son is very mature for his age. I would tentatively say allow him to, with the qualifications that if either one of you don't like it, you pull him back. He's a little bit more mature than his age in this respect. And in some ways, I think he's qualified to make a decision about this. I could tell you a story about my eldest daughter. She was 8 years old, and we lived a block and a half off a major major highway. There was a light. We had a 3-day fight, 3 days. And finally, I threw up my hands and said, okay, fine, go across the street and get the newspaper for your father. 3 days we fought. But she argued and argued and argued that she could do it. I didn't think she could at 8 years old. Well, she did it. And from that time forward, I allowed her to do it because she proved she could do it. And with my daughter, you don't say no to my daughter. Well, she's a young lady now with kids of her own, but you never said no to her. You said, okay. And then you gave her reasons why. And if she finally agreed that, yeah, you're right, then she'd back off. But if she was determined that she was right, she was right. We actually did talk about that. And it's like 20 years later. And she says, yeah, I just wanted to go get the candies at the store. But she was right. She could do it. So trust your son. Okay.
Lakshmi asks, please give me a message for work, wise lady.
There is the potential of work coming up very shortly. I have a feeling it's a place you will have to move. It appears to be in another state. They have states, right?
In India, either states or provinces.
I think it's states.
I don't really know.
I think I'm not sure, but I think it's in another state. And I do believe it may be a stepping stone rather than a finishing energy. But it's always better to have a job to look for a job. Okay? But it does appear that there's an energy of a job that is very positive. Good luck.
Lori Dodson says she's sending us healing vibes.
Thank you.
The pollen, no, I already read that one. Malapale says, thank you, Elisha and Elle. Lightning Spark 100 asks, can I ask how Scorpio is feeling about me at this moment?
Interesting. He's paying more attention to you than he has in the past. He's paying more attention to you than he has in the past. It's like something grabbed his interest and he's sitting there and he's looking at you intently, thinking about what. Hang on. Something you did intrigued him deeply, and he's very curious about it. I would not be surprised if he didn't actually talk to you about it. Again, like I say, act, don't react, because he is a Scorpio, and Scorpios are sharp. They not necessarily are going to be polite about what they say, and they might be a little sharp. So act, don't react. Okay.
Soy Dust says thank you. Blossom 11, thank you. Puzzle of Life agreed that the professor, or I guess manager, Mr. B, is older, and thank you. Lori Dodson says, wow, I thank you. I needed this. Alicia P98 says, hello. Has Justin changed his mind to be with me?
Well, there's some shift in the energies because the men are not running away this week. They're all thinking. But it always goes like that, doesn't it? There's always a trend. At this point, it's just thinking. He's not made a decision, and he's not gone forward. He's not gone back. He's pretty stationary, but he's actually open to thinking about it. So that's a shift, I believe. And I can't promise you more at this point, but that's a positive shift. Okay.
Jennifer Schweb.
Hello, Jennifer.
Says, hello, Eliz-sha and Elle. Hope you feel better. Tari Avalos says, hello. How is Arthur feeling about me? Can you give me advice for this relationship, please?
Okay. I can. This is my advice from what I'm feeling about him and the energies. You know that song, There's 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover? Leave him. He's not good enough for you. I mean, there might have been love there. There might have been, but he's a little bit arrogant. He's a little bit self-centered, and he's cocky. And he figures he can snap his fingers, and you'll be right there. This is not a relationship I would want for you. It's not a relationship I'd want for myself. I want a relationship where there's equality. And at this point, there is not equality. And he feels like he's a little bit arrogant. He feels like he's used to being he's used to being a very important person in his own eyes. And it might be that he is very intelligent. It's probably the smartest person in the room. But with it, in his case, there's a bit of arrogance. And until he has a little less arrogance, I think you'd be better off with someone who is a little more down to earth, a little more caring, and has heart. And I apologize. And nobody wants to hear that sort of thing. But that is my advice.
Earth Angel asks, where should I get a job? Would the foot massage heavenly be a bad job to try to get? I got fired finally.
Okay. That being fired is not the end of the world. People get really upset about it, but it's usually an emotional distancing between two people. And what I have found is that you probably didn't listen to the cues that the universe was telling you it's time to move on, and so you got to a place where the universe made the choice for you. Foot massage. It would be a stop. It is not the end. It would be a place, with you, if you, it is simply, it would be a stopover rather than a job for you. So I would suggest that you sit down, ask the universe what you're supposed to do next. I suspect you've not been paying attention to the signs. There is something that you're supposed to do. Supposed to. You can choose not to, but the universe makes it very uncomfortable when you don't pay attention. It's not a horrible job, the foot place. I do think there's something else there for you. Okay.
Mimi asks, what does Dario think of Briche?
Is it Riche or Briche?
Briche. B-R-E. Shay.
It's, okay. The same thing as last week. I don't think it's going to change in any rush or hurry. No, I don't see much change from last week, actually. I'm sorry about that. Okay.
Jennifer Schweb, excuse me. Jennifer Schweb says, asks, does my grandmother, sorry, I can talk, promise. Does my daughter's grandmother, Sandra, have a message for any of my daughters? She had so much unconditional love for them. We miss her, but we feel her. She is still around.
Yes, she does indeed love them. She just comes out in her arms. She's got her arms out trying to hug everybody, including you, Jennifer. She says she loves it when, I know this is a very grandmother thing to do, but basically she was showing me making cookies, and she loved making cookies with the kids when they were little. And that, like I say, that's a grandmother thing to do. And I never made cookies with my grandkids because they never sat still long enough and to do something like that. But they're still quite young, though. But it's almost like she likes to be. Oh, that's what it is. She likes to be around when the family does things together, and baking or cooking in the kitchen, the family chatter. When you're doing things together, setting the table, making supper, she just loves being around at that time, and she likes it when the family is happy and they tease each other and they laugh. And she includes in that is your husband. I see him too. There's a sort of like a light, and I suspect he doesn't help with the dishes or help set the table or things like that, but he's still there in the energies, and she's just very proud of the family unit. She thinks that it's you're doing a really good job. Okay. But obviously, you're right. She has a great deal of love, but there's no specific message. It's just that she is there.
Jennifer Schweb added, she loved making cookies and sneaking them candy.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Maria Herrera says, thank you. Megan McCarthy says, hello, angels, sending healing to you.
Thank you.
Besimeya says hi and asks, what is Samara thinking about me? We came across each other today and we talked for a few minutes. We are both female and we haven't talked in 2 weeks. Tomorrow is my birthday. Maybe she will celebrate it with me. I don't know.
Hang
Happy
on.
birthday.
Happy birthday. She's very excited that you guys talked. She's kind of inside giggly and delighted with that things went the way they did. I'm going to suggest, if you want to celebrate with her, that you reach out, tell her it's your birthday tomorrow, and ask her if she'd like to spend some time with you, celebrating it with you. I think, I can't promise, because I mean it's an inexact science that I'm wielding, but I do believe she would be she'd be open to the idea. She seems to be very giddy inside that the two of you talked. You know, even with it's just meeting up for a cup of coffee and sharing not a donut, but a cake or something. One cake, share it together, kind of thing. Reach out and suggest that it's that it would be a pleasure for you, that it would please you to have her share your birthday. Again, happy birthday.
So we have one last question.
Awesome.
From a person named Nagwa. They say, hi, my name is Juju. And I'm wondering when my husband will come home from jail. He was falsely accused.
I'd like to say it was happening soon. I don't see it. I see it not being a pleasant place for him. And but I don't see any release dates at the present time. Ask me next week, and it hopefully will have changed. At this point in time, I would suggest you pray for him a great deal. And if there's any way you can help from your end, it would probably be to his benefit. If you can go to the jail and take, I don't know, cigarettes, whatever, it might make his life a little easier. I don't exactly sure what country you're in, but maybe take some sweets or something that he can use to buy stuff from, buy things. I mean, trade, in trade. But at this moment, I don't see a release date. Okay, good luck.
So there's one more question, and then we'll wrap it up,
All
and
right.
then we'll be back for.
We're going to try and do all 4 today because we just didn't.
Yesterday it was too busy.
Yeah, I had a lot of readings come in, and as I said, we had car trouble. Both cars actually decided to quit in the same day.
Except not yesterday. Yesterday was one car.
Yesterday was one car. But we got the one car going, no problem. But the other car is taking a little more effort.
Anyhow, Stina Siga says, hello, can you please tell me something about my husband or me and my husband?
What was her name?
Stina Siga.
Stina Sega. The communication is not as strong as it should be. It's like you almost need a translator to communicate with each other, because you say one thing, he understands another, he says something back, and you don't understand. You think you're reacting from the emotions. Again, act, don't react, and step back. When he says something, step back, don't act, think about it, and feel what it is, and give yourself 20 minutes if you have to before you answer him, and just say, I'm thinking about it. I need to understand what's being said first, because at this point I just see a gulf being built that is self-perpetuated, because he'll say one thing and you'll understand another, and vice versa, and that is it's creating it's not creating a great scenario. And the truth is, it is simply miscommunications. I suspect with you heard what he was saying and he heard what you were saying, that that it would be easier, that life between the two of you would come back to more central, and you could communicate better. But at this moment, it's an ever-growing gulf that, like I say, it's miscommunications. It's not necessary. Good luck on that one. That one's a difficult one to hear sometimes.
So Lori Dotson quickly asks, sorry, I have another question. What are your favorite colors, ladies? Also your grandsons.
I like purple.
My nephew likes green.
Fish.
Is that his color?
And autumn pink.
Pinks and purples.
Pinks and purples. Jen is pinks and purples.
Danny is also pinks and purples and greens.
Pinks and purples and greens. I think we're all sort of the royal colors.
Yeah, with a dash of blue for me, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know I said the last question was the last question,
but
there's one more question that just popped up.
Okay.
From Gabby McMaster.
Hi, Gabby.
She asks, hi, ladies. Just curious to know the real reason Jolie ended our friendship.
I think it's because you started to vibrate higher and she was uncomfortable with the situation and found a reason to back away. If Julie starts to grow and vibrate at the same vibration, then the friendship could come back in. The reason the given are not it's not the real reason. The truth is you just started. And that happens a lot in spiritual people. They start to vibrate and understand things at a different level, and the people around them become uncomfortable and they walk away. It is normal, unfortunately. But it's not his fault or her fault or their fault. It's just simply uncomfortable. And they just cannot. It's like putting your finger into a very light electric current, your body goes ooh. And so it's just uncomfortable being around somebody who vibrates at a different vibration. It's not ideal, but she wasn't ready. Jolie is not ready to shift vibrations. So you just will find that there will be other people who come into your life and vibrate more similar to you. All right. Sorry about that too. Okay.
We're done.
We're done.
We'll be back.
We'll be back as soon as my energy levels come back up. So namaste, namasko. Have fun, and I love being with you all.
Bye, everybody.